What's scary isn't that flopping is everywhere, it's that the man who once despised it the most has started fighting fire with fire.
We know the NBA is entertainment. You might as well just work on your acting skills and just start flopping.
Right.
I'm about to be on it too, bro. I'm about to start
flopping.
Why not?
Over the past year, Jaylen Brown repeatedly criticized flopping, calling it a disease in the game. Fans loved it. He once said that a real MVP doesn't flop to get calls, but lets his game do the talking. But in 2026, reality got even crazier. On March 25th, the Boston Celtics hosted the Oklahoma City Thunder. Brown played 39 minutes, shooting 9 of 17 from the field and 12 of 14 from the line, finishing with 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, leading the Celtics to a 119-109 win and snapping OKC's 12-game winning streak. That night, back at home, he went on Twitch Live and rewatched what he called his masterpiece from the fourth quarter. Near the free throw line, he faced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and hit him with a stop-and-go move, straight out of SGA's bag. Leaning in, he froze the defender, drew the foul, and completed a three-point play. After the play, Brown couldn't help but smile. As he said in the post-game press conference, "The last time, he got me. He used a fake to make me jump. I knew he was going to do it, but I still bit. I guess this is a little payback." He then added, "I think my style is still the same, but maybe working the refs actually helps. I feel like I'm getting more calls, and I thought the referees did a good job tonight." In fact, the signs were already there 2 weeks earlier when the two teams last met. "I'm not the type of player who looks for fouls. I don't respect flopping, but now it feels like you're almost forced to do it, so maybe I should flop more." At the time, many thought it was just another complaint from Brown. But in the 6 games that followed, he averaged 11 free throw attempts per game, and he backed it up. On March 17th against the Phoenix Suns, he even shot 21 free throws. "Fight fire with fire" became the most repeated phrase in the comment sections afterward. Some praised Brown for giving opponents a taste of their own medicine. Some lamented that the Dragon Slayer had become the Dragon. Others criticized his double standard, saying it made him look worse than anyone else, but Brown seemed to have anticipated all of it. He doesn't care if people call him hypocritical, because to him, winning matters more than anything else. This victory meant a lot to the Celtics. As Brown said after the game, "This win came at the perfect time. We know we can compete with anyone. When you beat the best team in the league at home, it feels great." To understand Brown's transformation, you have to look back at who he is at his core. In 2020, during nationwide protests for equality, many NBA players chose to strike and take to the streets. Brown was among them. But he also did something unexpected. He drove 15 hours from Boston back to his hometown, going door to door delivering school supplies and food to kids. Jaylen Brown is often described as the intellectual of the NBA, someone who tends to see things with more depth and rationality than most. Similarly, after losing the 2022 finals, he could have said what most stars say, that they learned a lot. But he didn't. Instead, he sought out analysts, broke down every turnover, every inefficient possession, every defensive lapse, and corrected them one by one. This isn't just professionalism, it's a kind of ruthless self-examination. So when he once said that chasing MVP might require selling your soul, he wasn't making a moral statement, he was simply describing what he observed. And when he began to sell his own soul, he wasn't betraying that statement, he was reevaluating the situation and arriving at a new conclusion. If the rules allow it, if everyone else is doing it, and if it helps me achieve my goal, why should I refuse? People are full of contradictions. Brown has never been an idealist. He's just one of the few who doesn't try to hide that contradiction. Through his actions, he reminds us that in this world, sticking to principles and winning don't always go hand in hand. And those who stay at the top the longest are often not the most principled, but those who know exactly when to let them go.